Before you say anything about how I look, it is extremely hot here. It's a joke. It's 35 degrees in November. Where is winter? Anyway, weather discrepancies aside, if you're like me and you just casually browse around e-commerce websites, chances are you may have come across something like this. It claims to be a multi-port UFO home charger. What does that mean? Does it charge your home? But yeah, it's one of those devices which takes one input from the wall and has multiple USB ports and supports fast charging and stuff. But the thing is, I have had a pretty bad experience with things like these, so I usually don't prefer them. But I saw that this same model is being marketed by multiple brands, like even reputed ones like Portronics. The exact same product with different brand names is being distributed everywhere. So I thought, is it even any good? Should I even bother to take a look? I mean, I'm 90% sure this will be unreliable, but I don't know, I'm trying to keep an open mind here. This one has a brand name of Akasaki. Akasaki sounds like Japanese, but it could be Chinese. I'm pretty sure it's Chinese. Anyway, let's take a look. Let's see if it charges your devices with even a decent amount of speed. Now here's a sign that this product was taken from an ODM or original design maker. It basically means this company didn't make this product. It was sold as a blank unit like this, no branding anywhere. Anyone could buy it and put their brand name and sell it as their own product. So that's how most Chinese companies work. Alibaba is filled with these things. AliExpress, I think it's called. Huh. It's much smaller than I thought. That's what she said. Yeah, you can hear the build quality is, it's not that great. Anyway, so that's the UFO home charger. It has 6 ports. So apparently this thing can give 8 amps of current. 8 amps, that's pretty serious delivery. This thing better have a proper rating to protect your devices. This is one thing that I hate about these devices, that they all have their own kind of a connector, like this 2-pin kind of a connector. So if you lose this cable, which I think they have provided, there it is. So if you lose these cables, the USB one you can replace obviously, but if you lose this cable, then this thing is pretty much unusable. It becomes junk. I've had one of these actually before, not this. It was basically a desk tower kind of a thing. So it has multiple USB ports. It lasted for 2 months and the remaining ports stopped working. The fast charging port was working, but why would I have these many ports with only one functional? So I just discarded that. I don't have any high hopes for this, but let's give it a shot, as I said. Now, to be fair here, this cable is of a decent quality. I mean, it's pretty thick and doesn't seem like it's gonna break anytime soon. It's not very long though. I wish it was slightly longer. This thing is ideally meant to be kept in the middle of a table where a bunch of people sit around it and they use all their devices together. So you connect all these USB ports. I assume all of them are of same capacity. Oh, I should have seen this. All the DC output from here is at 5 volts. So it's 8 amps in total. So each USB port is divided from I think 1.2 to 1.5 amps each, and all of them are at 5 volts. So this thing cannot fast charge. Well, that kind of sucks. I was hoping to see how quickly it can charge this phone here. This phone can take up to 12 volts at 1.9 amps. So I was going to do a charging test with this thing, but looks like it can't do fast charging at all. It only does normal charging at 5 volts. It's more of a universal USB devices charger, so you can charge all of your Bluetooth headphones and other devices with this, I think. Let's try charging our phones anyway. Let's see what kind of speed we can expect. I think that's why it's called a UFO. It does look pretty cool in the dark, even though that's not its main function. Okay, let's try charging this phone. It's completely switched off at room temperature, so it's not too hot, not too cold either. Let's power this on and let's see if it's anywhere comparable to the official rated the charging brick. We know it won't be because this thing is at 12 volts and this thing only gives out 5 volts. Still, it should be fun to see how quickly it charges, and we'll also be monitoring the heat because these things are pretty inefficient, so the devices tend to get hot after a while, so that's not good for the battery's health. So we'll be monitoring that after say 15-20 minutes of charging. I'm gonna get the official cable of this so that we're not leaving anything to chance. Hang on.
A few moments later.
I'm back with the official Samsung cable. So this is not a third-party one. This is certified to charge this thing as quickly as possible. So let's connect this. So it just says charging, as you can see. It doesn't say fast charging, and apparently even though it's at 71%, it's going to take 45 minutes to completely be charged. 48 minutes according to the phone's built-in measurement. We'll keep it here for a while. We'll see how long it takes to reach, say, 80%. Okay, we'll come back in a while after it reaches 80. Okay, so it has been about 7 minutes now since we started, and it has progressed 7%. It's better than I thought. I mean, it's progressing by 1% per minute, which is, it's better than what I thought it would. And the device is not hot so far. It's slightly warm in this area, but it's not too hot. And this UFO thingy is not hot either. Wow. Okay. You know what? Let's take this to 100. Let's completely take this to 100% and see what happens. You know what? I'm actually impressed with this thing. You can see we are damn near 100%. It's 99 now. And I think it's been a little over half an hour maybe since we started charging this. And both the charger and the phone are pretty cool to the touch. Like, they are still in room temperature. This thing is maybe slightly warm in this area, but you can barely feel it. Like, if you hold your hand for a few seconds, then you can feel that this area is kind of warm. But the phone itself is still very much in room temperature. And interestingly, while I was charging this, I charged this phone with the normal Samsung charger connected there, and this phone actually got quite hot. So I think it has more to do with the voltage, how much heat is liberated. And the reason why I'm talking so much about the heat is because well, ideally these electronics need to have as low resistance as possible. These conductors and the cables and circuitry inside needs to have a low resistance so that there is minimal heat loss, because heat is not a good thing for any of the electronics. And if something is liberating a lot of heat, that means that it's not a very good very good circuit. So I was expecting this to be a piece of junk, but it actually turned out to be pretty competent. I mean, yeah, the underside is a little bit more warmer than the top side, but I'm overall pretty satisfied so far. And there, it's 100%. So I can't believe I'm saying this, but yeah, you can actually consider this. I was going to kind of badmouth this because like I said, I already had some not so great experiences with products like this, but looks like this is a different model, maybe a better quality one. And you know what we should do?
Wiggle, wiggle.
Oh, look at that, wireless power. This goes to show that this thing can still hold some residual charge even after being disconnected. And it's slowly going away. There, it's gone. We should open this up and see what's inside. I mean, I'm not a qualified electrical engineer. I mean, I'm barely qualified for anything, but let's see what's in here and see if we can figure something cool out. How to clean your desk in 10 seconds. Just make sure that all this junk is away from the camera's viewfinder. Yay! Let's go. Oh wow, this is way easier than I thought. Okay. Whew. Okay, there's something going on here. That's a giant capacitor over there. Holy shit. That's why this thing was holding this residual charge for a very long time. I'm not gonna touch that and be electro boom here. Not a lot going on here. I was expecting something more pizzazz, but yeah. I guess this is where all the power conversion happens, and this is just for rectification, I guess. I mean, adding a capacitor will convert AC to DC. So I guess since this is providing DC output, so this will probably act as a rectifier. Yeah, this is out of my scope of knowledge, so I'm just gonna put this back together. But anyway, that's it's pretty cool that you can easily open this up and see what's inside. And if you know what you are doing, then I mean, you could probably even get away with messing around with a few stuff in there. So that's always good. I'm a big advocate for right to repair. It's the opposite of what Apple does. Apple blocks everything and doesn't allow you to get inside your devices. I mean, once you pay for your devices, they are yours, right? You should be able to do whatever you want with them. So if you want to open up and see its guts, you should be able to do it. Open source software and easily accessible hardware. That's the way forward. That's the future. Yeah, it's night time now, so I started doing this in the afternoon and I spent the whole half day testing this thing for you, so you better appreciate this. Anyway, yeah, it's safe to say that I'm overall pretty satisfied with this thing, even though I was expecting it to crash and burn, and that would have made me really happy to say that this is crap, but it's not. It's actually pretty good. So if you come across this and if you're considering buying this for some reason, then go ahead. If you need the additional ports to charge your multiple devices and you're ready to settle for a lower speed, this will do your job. Let me know if you have any specific questions. Sorry I couldn't give you any more information from the teardown because like I said, I don't know what's what in there. So with that said, until next time, install an AC in your room, take good care of yourself, and I'll see you soon. Cheers.